Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made this set of coasters with dried flowers. Now, I got my coasters at Hobby Lobby, and I'm using this glaze coat, a two-part epoxy resin. You have a part A and a part B, and you want to do equal parts of each, and I'm using these red solo cups, and I'm just there's kind of like indentations in the inside of the cup, and I'm just doing both of the A and B to a certain mark that's on the cup. So this is the B portion, and my resin is old, and that's why it's yellow. So it's several years old, and I did get mine from Lowe's. Probably Lowe's, could be Home Depot, one of those stores. But like I said, I've had it for several years. It's still good. However, if you don't put any dyes in it, it will be yellow. It will not be clear. And this is the hardening portion of it. The other portion stayed clear. Now what you want to do is take your part B, which is the hardener, and then pour it into your part A. I should be wearing gloves, so don't do as I do, but do as I say. Wear gloves. Mine didn't smell. I guess some epoxy resins smell. This one did not. I mean, it might have like a small, a vague scent to it, but I really didn't notice any smell. So you should probably also wear a mask and glasses, which I do have glasses. So you want to stir it for 6 minutes, and I'm using a craft stick. I also found that a plastic knife works well. And you do want to go slow so you prevent bubbles. Now, this is towards the end of the 6 minutes. There, my timer just went off. So what you want to do is get a clean cup. And you want to pour your mixture into a clean cup. And then you want to stir for another 6 minutes. Again, you want to stir slow, and you do want to wear gloves. And your hand will get tired, and you'll think 6 minutes is never going to end. But I switch hands. So there, it's been 6 minutes, and I'm going to add my ink to it. And this is some dyes that I got off of Amazon specifically for epoxy resin or resin. And I put about 7 drops in there. You could leave it clear. Like I said, I needed to put some kind of dye in mine because it's yellow, and I didn't want to have yellow coasters. I wanted to have either clear or blue or something. I did not want yellow. And I'm just stirring it until it mixes up. If you want it to have swirls in it, you don't have to mix it as much as I did. So here are my coaster molds, and like I said, I did get them at Hobby Lobby. And this is almost like a clear blue. Now I'm trying to make sure that my resin is over the whole bottom of the mold. Now it does kind of level out itself. And I have these dried pressed flowers that I got from Amazon. And I'm going to put some of those in here. Now I did make a mistake, and I was putting my flowers right side up, but you don't want to do that. You want to put your flowers face down, because what we're working on here is the bottom of the coaster. The top of the coaster is the very bottom of the mold. So make sure you put your flowers in right side down, facing down. You'll see later that I have to turn my flowers over. You have to be pretty gentle with these dried flowers. I was using this reverse tweezers that I got from Pop Shelf, but you'll see I switched to my fingers. Just, I mean, whatever works for you. And then if where I want to put the flower in, if I don't have enough room, I just take my craft stick and move what's already in the dried flowers that's already in my coaster. Just move it over a little bit so that I have room to put my other flowers in. I put anywhere from 3 to 4 flowers in each one. Didn't want to overwhelm it. Trying to be careful there. Now I need to move some of these to get this pink flower in there. Just using my craft stick. There we go. Now this is the mold for the coaster holder. Again, well, this does come as a set from Hobby Lobby, and it's not very expensive. I think maybe about $6, something like that. So I'm just pouring a little bit of this into my holder mold, and then I'm going to start putting some of my flowers down in the sides, and you want them to face out. You want your flowers to face out. And you should probably be wearing gloves when you do this, so don't go by what I'm doing. but wear your protective equipment. Gloves, mask, glasses. And I'm just using my craft stick to help me put the flour down in the mold. I put a flower on each end and then on each side. One of them, I think the front and back sides, I put a couple of flowers on each side. And now I'm putting some on top, which will be the bottom, the very bottom of the coaster holder. And you really don't need to put anything there because your coasters are going to be inside of it. But if you want to see something, go ahead and put some flowers there like I did. I'm just making sure I use up all my epoxy resin that I mixed up. And there I mixed up some more because I didn't have enough to fill my coasters all the way up. Now you don't want to overfill your mold. You do want to fill it up to the top. And unfortunately, my table was not totally flat, so one of my coasters ends up being lopsided. But the other three were the way they were supposed to be. And with this batch of resin, I guess I did stir it a little more vigorously than the first batch because I did have a lot of tiny bubbles in it. So make sure when you stir it slowly. I'm just taking my heat gun here and I am using it to pop the bubbles. Now you don't want it too close to your resin because it'll kind of like splash it out of the mold. So you want to hold it up a little higher just so it pops the bubbles. And it popped a lot of bubbles, but I had even more bubbles in there, unfortunately. And it does a good job of popping bubbles. It's just I had too many. And this is where I realized that my flowers were turned wrong. So you want the fronts of your flowers to be face down because this top part of your resin is the bottom of your coaster. So the top of your coaster is the bottom of the mold there that you have sitting there. But anyway, make sure that your flowers are facing down. Don't make the mistake I did. Then you have to turn them over. But it still they still turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the results. Like I said, this was my first time making this coaster set, so. Now I'm gonna pop some more bubbles with my heat gun. That's what I'm doing right now. So I popped as many as I could. And this is the next day. So you want to let your coaster sit overnight. And then you just kind of peel it right out of your mold. Look how thick that is. That's nice. And then I had a little piece of resin there. I just snipped it off with my scissors. And this is the one that was uneven. So you can see it's thicker on one side than it is on the other side. And all the other ones were fine. I'm just trying to show you what it looks like without the glare of the light on it. But I say overall it turned out pretty good. Let me know if this is something that you'll try. Here's one of the other ones. That one has 4 flowers. The other one had 3. This one has 3. So 2 of them kind of look alike, and then the other 2 kind of look alike. Kinda. This one has a red flower. I think it turned out really good. So there's the 4 coasters, and now here's the holder. Not too bad. I like it. Have a daisy on each end. And then 2 flowers on the front and 2 flowers on the back. And then the flowers on the bottom. But my stem of that one piece of flower popped through, and I had to cut a piece of it off. But other than that, and with the one coaster not being even, you know, it was pretty good. I thought they turned out pretty good. Let me know what you think. I mean, for my first time making a coasters set, I'm pretty proud of myself. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I am. So here it all is. So the 2 on the right look like each other, and the 2 on the left look like each other. Here's a little picture of each of them. And then here's the holder. And again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if y'all like what you see, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, do so. If you don't, that's okay too, and I'll see you in the next video.